very specific thoughts about the movie and the part and what worked and didn't work for him. And I think I just nodded and smiled a lot and agreed with everything he said.
In 1990, Pretty Woman became the ultimate Hollywood love story. But what we saw on screen was only the tip of the iceberg. Behind the glamorous gowns, sparkling smiles, and perfectly scripted romance, there were secrets the studio never wanted you to know. Hidden mishaps, chaotic sets, dangerous pranks, and shocking rewrites. All moments that could have changed the course of the film forever. Today, we're uncovering the untold story behind Pretty Woman. Every laugh, every tear, every iconic moment hides a tale of struggle, risk, and sheer human magic. And one scene almost derailed everything. Take the bathtub scene, the one where Vivian, carefree and radiant, sings along to Prince's kiss. Bubbles everywhere, the very image of joy. It looks effortless, it looks perfect. But behind those bubbles, chaos reigned. The production team wanted the foam to stay fluffy for hours under blistering studio lights. Their solution? Industrial-strength detergent, the kind used to wash cars. By the end of filming, Julia Roberts' skin was raw, her red hair stripped of its color, leaving streaks of orange that had to be fixed before the next day of shooting. And then came the prank no one warned her about. As Vivian dunked her head underwater, the entire crew, including Richard Gere and director Gary Marshall, vanished from the room. Julia surfaced, ready to continue, only to find herself alone. Pure silence. The shock on her face? Genuine. The laughter that followed? Relief, joy, exhaustion, and just the right kind of magic. That bubbly, infectious Vivian we fell in love with? She was literally performing through pain, confusion, and sheer determination. And this was only the beginning. Before the roses, the opera, and the limousine, there was $3,000. A dark, neon-lit story written by J.F. Lawton. Vivian was not a plucky Cinderella. She was rough-edged, traumatized, struggling to survive in a city that only valued money. Edward? Not a swooning prince, but a man measuring everyone and everything by what he could extract. The original ending? Brutal. Vivian leaves with cash. Edward drives away. And nothing more. No romance, no redemption. Just realism. Disney stepped in. The mandate was clear. Soften the edges, preserve the electricity, and transform despair into desire. Vivian's vulnerability became charm. Edward's detachment became thawing. A cautionary tale turned into a glittering wish fulfillment fantasy. The Cinderella Code was rewritten, and Hollywood would never be the same. It's hard to imagine Pretty Woman without Julia Roberts' unforgettable smile. But at one point, Disney nearly erased her from the film. Executives deemed her too intense, too raw for their sanitized vision. Meg Ryan, Michelle Pfeiffer, and even Daryl Hannah were considered instead. Gary Marshall refused. He'd seen the spark, the chemistry. You take her out, the movie dies, he said. Roberts was reinstated, but the pressure was enormous. Trembling hands, quivering lips, nerves so tense she sometimes broke into hives before close-ups. And yet, when the camera rolled, the nervous energy became innocence, charm, and the heartbeat of Vivian Ward. Her vulnerability wasn't acting. It was courage in motion. Every take a testament to a young woman transforming fear into brilliance. Some of the most iconic moments weren't scripted. Take the hotel suite scene with Richard Gere presenting the necklace. That gasp, that laughter, unscripted. Gere snapped the box shut on her fingers, and the reaction? Pure shock. Laughter erupted from the crew. Director Gary Marshall shouted, "Cut! That's it!" And the stakes? Astronomical. The necklace wasn't a prop. It was over $250,000 in real jewelry, guarded by armed men at all times. One wrong move could have cost the studio a fortune. And yet, in that split second, magic happened. Richard Gere himself nearly walked away from the film. He dismissed the script as a fluff piece until a chance meeting with Julia Roberts changed everything. A handwritten note, a spark of chemistry, and suddenly, he was in. The heartfelt piano in the hotel scene, composed by Gere the night before filming. Raw, human, and perfectly imperfect. For a movie remembered as glossy and safe, the set was anything but. Driving scenes? Julia barely knew how to drive. Hollywood Boulevard became a gauntlet of near collisions and close calls, with crew members ready to jump in at any moment. Props refused. Permits dodged guerrilla-style filming that skirted chaos at every turn. Yet somehow, the magic persisted. The danger, improvisation, and rush created energy that translated on screen. What felt effortless and elegant was forged in the fires of risk and uncertainty. Even the costumes had battles. The iconic red dress for the opera almost became black. Studio executives wanted safe, subtle, Disney-approved. Costume designer Marilyn Vance Straker insisted, red symbolized transformation, confidence, rebellion. And when Julia ascended the staircase in that flowing silk, the world gasped. Vivian had become unforgettable, bold, unapologetic. Julia Roberts' laughter, the hallmark of her performance, was painstakingly cultivated. Between takes, nerves and pressure often made it brittle or forced. Gary Marshall, knowing the film depended on her authenticity, used playful tricks. A feather underfoot, small surprises, inside jokes, to unlock the real sound. And the panic? Real moments of terror struck on set. Trembling, shallow breathing, anxiety so severe it threatened the day's shoot. But Marshall adapted. He paused, comforted, and allowed Julia to channel fear into performance. Her charm, her vulnerability, her magnetism were not mere acting. They were triumphs over pressure, over expectation, over Hollywood itself. And then, the balcony scene. The moment the world remembers. Edward, roses in hand, calling up to Vivian. She leans down, smiling, tears in her eyes. The line that defines Pretty Woman. She rescues him right back. Iconic. Perfect. But the original? No balcony, no rescue, no love. Just money, reality, and despair. Disney forced rewrites, test screenings, and ultimately, Gary Marshall took the pen himself. One quiet night, he rewrote the ending from scratch. Julia cried when she read it, and with that, a tragedy became timeless. A transactional story became a tale of redemption and love. When Pretty Woman premiered in March 1990, no one anticipated the storm it would unleash. It grossed $464 million worldwide, more than Die Hard 2 and Home Alone combined. Couples, friends, even skeptics flocked to theaters. Julia Roberts' performance broke records, earned awards, and made her the highest-paid actress in Hollywood almost overnight. Fans dressed as Vivian in Japan, red roses in hand. Fashion houses saw surges in red dress sales. Pretty Woman didn't just change one story. It redefined the rules of romantic comedy, creating a blueprint for decades to come. And there you have it, the untold story behind Pretty Woman. Chaos, danger, pranks, rewrites, and sheer human brilliance. 15 hidden moments that shaped one of the most iconic films in Hollywood history. Which of these behind-the-scenes secrets shocked you the most? Comment below. And if you loved this deep dive, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Because the next story you'll see is one you absolutely won't want to miss.